Hi everybody, welcome to Stamping for Scrapbookers. So today for our theme we are working with alphabet stamps. So I pulled two of my favorites. These are from Kelly Stamps and this one is from Allie Edwards, two of my favorite alphabets. I have decided I'm going to create a traveler's notebook layout today. This is in my documenting my COVID-19 notebook, which is going to turn into 3 notebooks because the way it's looking, I'm going to have one for April, one for March, one for April, and one for May. That's okay though, because I want to tell all these stories. I want to get them documented all together, all in one place, and that just seems to be what we're going to be doing. So that's how it's looking so far. So this is still my March book. I'm also going to be working with this 6x6 paper pad, which is from my paper pack, my 6x6 paper pad collection. This is Heidi Swap's Emerson Lane. I have pulled together 4 colors of ink that coordinate with the colors in the collection that I want to use. I have 2 little embellishments here, a flare from Scrap and Happy Studio, and then this little, oops, sorry, didn't mean to hit the camera, this little wood veneer from Color Cast. And then the rest of what I pull, I'm just gonna pull out my little 31 container that has all my embellishments in it and start kind of going through those to find a couple more embellishments, because we're gonna need some more embellishments than just those. So the challenge from the Rediscover Your Stash group for today is from Maggie, who is Crafty Maggie on YouTube. If you don't know her, she's fabulous. And her challenge to me was to create my own sketch and then scrapbook a page with it. So that's what I did. Are you ready to see my sketch? This is kind of funny. So my normal sketch creating software that I've used in the past, I no longer have. The laptop it was on just flew the coop one day, and I don't have that software anymore. So I have been trying to teach myself Photoshop, and that's not going great, but it's not going too bad. Every time I go in there and mess around with it, I learn a little something new. So eventually we'll have like nice, slick, sleek, fun notebooks, sketches from me again. But in the meantime, I drew a sketch on a Post-it note. I even paper pieced a photo. How fun is that? And yes, I'm going to snap a photo of this and I will put it on the Rediscover Your Stash Facebook group, and I will put it into my Instagram if you somehow desire my hand-drawn little sketch on a Post-it note. But there is my sketch for this layout. So I'm going to go ahead and start by doing my stamping, as always, and I'm going to use half of this paper. This is a thin Nina 80-pound weight, so it's nice and thin, perfect for a traveler's notebook, especially one that's getting a bit chunky that you want to just do your stamping on and then put it right down. So okay, let's get started with all of this traveler's notebook layout, and don't forget to stop down below and check out Sandy, Christina, and Caitlin's projects too. Okay, so I'm going to start by taking a thin sheet of white cardstock. So this is a very thin sheet, maybe 80 pounds or less. The one I'm using is Nina Classic Crest, but it doesn't have to be Nina. Whatever you have that is like a nice thin cardstock. And I'm going to cut it down to 4 by 8. The reason for doing this is because when you're working in a notebook, especially a notebook that's almost finished like mine is, and that doesn't need too many stories to tell left in it, you need a nice flat surface to stamp on, number 1. And number 2, I really want to use my MISTI, so I get this, like I want to get this right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start by picking a few patterns to place at the top and the bottom of my stamped title. And then I'm going to go ahead and kind of organize my stamping. And actually, I don't think I used my MISTI for this, simply because it's alphabets, and my MISTI is, as most of you know, ginormous. But I'm going to show you a trick for how to get some nice straight lines. It's really easy. I totally lied. I did use my MISTI for this, but I didn't use it to stamp. I used it as a nice stamping base, or to put all my letters down. So I'm taking a T-square ruler, and I'm very, very lightly just making some lines. And then you see I'm going to use my acrylic block, but I'm stamping on the Misty base because there's like this, the surface of a Misty, that inside piece is made to be stamped on, and it always gives you such a nice image. So I definitely, I use my Misty in multiple ways. I use it as it is meant to be used, but then I also will quite often use it to stamp on with an acrylic block to get you a nice image. And then I also have this amazing cover. You can see that brown cover. That's actually a non-stick mat, kind of like the Tim Holtz mats, craft mats. It's sized perfectly for a Misty, so it fits right down in there. And then if you wanted to, you could do some mixed media, little, you know, small bits of mixed media or something on top of the Misty as well. And I have used it. It works fabulously. I use it because first of all, I will quite often stamp off of my page, and it catches that extra stamping and wipes right off. So it's a little bit easier. It's a little more user-friendly than the pad of paper that a lot of people leave on their Misty to catch that over inking. And then another added bonus is I can take my Misty with me to a crop, and I don't have to get my big glass mat. I don't have to take my big glass mat with me. And then if I want to do a little bit of mixed media on something, I can just either pull that nonstick mat out of my Misty or use it right there in the Misty. So, and I've done that and it works great too. So just, you know, I have found that my Misty is a investment, but it's made fabulously. It's a really good investment, and it can be a multitasker. So I'm doing my title really long. I'm doing it in a multiple of inks. I'm using inks that Altenew inks that coordinate with my pattern papers from that 6x6 paper pad. The first alphabet stamp I've used at the top is from Allie Edwards, and then the second one is from Kelly Stamps. I have 3 sets of Kelly stamps. 2 of them just arrived yesterday because I ordered them at the beginning of April before my husband was furloughed or anything, or I was on a serious spending freeze. And then it took him 2 months to get here, so that was a really nice little surprise today. She's in Australia. They came yesterday. Also, I have to apologize for this video being a bit late because I put in a garden yesterday and I was just so tired. I have had the craziest week, you guys. Such a crazy week. We should have Quilters Vibe videos up later on today, and I'm not 1000% sure that mine is going to get up today or if it will have to wait until tomorrow morning again. We put in a garden, we went to the zoo, we, you know, ran around like crazy because my husband was home this week, and we just had a lot of chores and running to do, so. So my stamping is all done now, and I am using an eraser to erase those, the pencil marks I made. Oh, my brain just shut off. Oh, sorry about that. This is an amazing eraser. So this is a Tombow Mono sand eraser. It erases so fabulously, and they're so inexpensive. I just love it. It erases ink. It erases so much stuff. It's the best eraser ever. So I am erasing all of those. Just take it. I will give you a couple of hints. Take it slow, and sometimes you have to go over things once or twice, but as long as you just kind of keep working at it, it will take things off without any kind of smudging or anything. So now that I have my stamping done, I'm just going to go ahead and start working on the other side where my photo is. I'm going to crop my picture. I'm going to follow my sketch perfectly because this is how I wanted my page to look, and I created the sketch, right? But I'm sure there are lots and lots of different things that you could do to make this sketch your own. And I will be sure to post kind of like that picture of my Post-it note sketch in the different Facebook groups and also on my Instagram. And you are free to use it. Go for it. Okay, so I've decided on that green paper, and I have my photo here, and now I'm just going to start kind of like sticking and plinking and getting stuff down. So my title also works as my journaling because, so this is a photo of my youngest son, who, he's a crack up. He likes to, he speaks his mind, and he's pretty funny about it. And this is actually a quote of his. So it says, in the words of Logan, not even coronavirus gets me out of a haircut. My kid does not like his haircut. He has so many haircut issues. It's insane. So when he said that, his hairdresser, who was super sweet and had like come to our house to cut my kid's hair, she started just laughing, and she's like, you have to take a picture, because she's a scrapbooker too. So I did. And I really didn't think that this particular spread needed more journaling than his quote and the date. So that's what we stuck with there. But yeah, he's funny. And then that green flare that I put at the bottom underneath all my stamping says, I paused my game to be here, which worked out perfectly, because that's so my son too. I pulled a couple of just little things from my random embellishments. I wanted to maybe get some of those used up, so I've pulled a couple of things. Some things are quite old. Those clouds are from Spiegel Mom Scraps from probably 3 or 4 years ago. I grabbed some white matte enamel dots that don't like to stick, and so I have to restick them down. And then I have some chipboard, right? I hate chipboard, but anyway, pulled some chipboard out. This is chipboard from Project Life that I do kind of like. Okay, so I just have this embellishment kind of floating down through my photo, and then I added that little green paper at the bottom. So really easy, really simple kind of traveler's notebook. I like my traveler's notebooks to be a little bit more simple. Granted, my last one I filled an entire page with colorful hexagons, but you know, it's okay. This one turned out really, really nice. I'm happy with the colors I chose. I think it just worked really well with my photo, and these stamps are really, really cute. If you're in Australia, check out Kelly Stamps. If you're not in Australia, also check out Kelly Stamps, but then be ready for it to take like 6 to 8 weeks for them to get to you. Although I hear things are going faster with the Postal Service, so maybe it wouldn't take as long as mine took. All right, that's my spread right there. I'm just going to trim it up and adhere it inside my COVID-19 book. Also, as an FYI, as it turned out, I'm going to need 3 books, one for March, one for April, one for May, to document our COVID journey the way that I want to, just because of the amount of stories and different things I have to tell. So there's that. But I have a really cool, new, awesome notebook for my April documenting, and I want to get a video up for that really, really soon, because I want to show you this new notebook I got. It's so cool. All right, everybody, here is the close-ups. Be sure to check out Christina, Sandy, and Caitlin's videos using their alphabet stamps. We'll see you all again next month for stamping for scrapbookers. Bye.